Welcome to Therapeutic Intentions Podcast. My name is Stephanie Dingbaum. I am a mental health therapist, and I am so passionate about all things health and wellness, personal development, and empowering others to be their most authentic and best versions of themselves. Here at Therapeutic Intentions, we are all about having intentional and authentic conversations on whole body health, healing practices, mindset, and ways to uplevel your life so you can truly be the best version of you. If you are a woman, a mom, hope to someday be a mom, a healer, or just in a place where you want to start prioritizing yourself and your health, then this podcast is for you. I am so glad you're here. If you're ready, let's get to it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Therapeutic Intentions Podcast. Today is episode 19. Today I am talking to you guys all about listening to those nudges. And when I say nudges, what I mean is those pushes or hints from God, source, universe, spirit guides, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to reference, whatever you believe those pushes are coming from. That's what I'm talking about today. I've been attending Reiki sessions now for over a year. And if you don't know what Reiki sessions are, it's simply just energy healing. They balance your chakras. They tell you which of your chakras are open or closed, and it's just about healing your body's energy, the source of all of our energy in our body. And if you're into that, awesome. Then this episode's going to be right up your alley, and you will probably already know what I'm talking about then. If that's not really your thing, if it's not really your thing, first of all, I would highly recommend you give it a try because it can be extremely eye-opening and enlightening. But if you're not into that stuff, like at all, then this might not be an episode that you will enjoy. I just want to be honest about that because this is something that just in the last year has become a bigger part of my life, I would say. And like I said, I've been attending Reiki now for over a year, and it really has just opened my eyes in ways that I didn't anticipate. I feel I've become more knowledgeable about my chakras in general, and I have a deeper understanding of how our chakras work with our body and our energy and all those things. It's just been so eye-opening, and I'm here for it. I love that stuff. You know, if you've been listening, you know I'm here for the woo-woo. I love that kind of stuff. But this isn't woo-woo, and well, it is, but the woo-woo is what works. So, but again, if you're just not into that stuff at all, no judgment. It's fine. Just know this probably wouldn't be an episode for you then, because I'm going there. I'm going to share all the stuff. But anyways, going back to the whole topic that I'm here to talk to you guys about today. So when I talk about listening to those nudges or those pushes that you're getting, I want to share a personal experience that I had recently, just to give you an understanding of why I think we need to pay attention to those nudges. So about a month ago, I had a Reiki session scheduled. And so last spring, I should say, is when I started Reiki. And at that point in time, I was seeing a Reiki practitioner out of Dubuque, Iowa. I had met this gal through a healers group that I was invited to earlier in the spring and really connected with this gal. We both had past professional experience in the education world. She was a principal prior to becoming a shamanic healer and doing that work. And as a school social worker, I just felt like, I don't know, we connected in a way. Her energy it was very contagious even. And so I started seeing her for Reiki last spring, and that was life-changing for me. And she's also a medium on top of that, and that was a part of it as well. But there was things that I learned from doing Reiki with her. Her name was Kelly. There was things that I learned from Kelly that just, I don't know, it opened my eyes in ways that no other healing practice had done. And so I continued to go to her, and just the signs, the synchronicities, the nudges that I got from those sessions was just life-changing for me. And so anyways, life got busy. I wasn't able to continue Reiki once I started my business in July because, financially, financially and energetically, I was just putting a lot of myself into my business and getting it off the ground at that point in time. And so I just really wasn't prioritizing going to Reiki sessions anymore. I knew once the business was like in a good place, I would get back into it. So we're in that place now. And so I decided later in May of 2024, so this past May, I had decided I was going to schedule a session for myself. I needed to get back into energy healing, and I'd really just missed it, honestly. And where my office is located in Manchester, Iowa, there are other practitioners in that building. There's a Reiki practitioner / shamanic healer. There is a massage therapist who is also a medium, and she also does energy healing as well. And both of them had kind of like been nudging me, like, it's time, you need to get back into it, prioritize yourself. And I'm glad I listened to them. And those were some of the nudges that I'm talking about today, actually. I very much live by this rule of once I think I read it somewhere, or maybe somebody told this to me, or maybe I heard it in a podcast. I don't remember, but I very much live by this rule that if you are told something, or you hear something, or you're reminded of something at least 3 times, that's a sign that you need to respond and now do it. So if there's been like 3 nudges or 3 pushes, 3 separate times that you've been told something or heard something or reminded of something, that's your sign. Okay, you're being told by a higher power of some kind to do something, and you need to freaking do it. So those are nudges, right? So, and honestly, like those types of nudges, that even actually, I live by that rule actually, even with my business, when making decisions with my business. Lately, I've been toying with some ideas, like adding new things into the business. I have all these ideas, and I'm like, I just don't know which one to respond to. So I kind of have just been sitting with these things, like not responding to them yet, and just kind of waiting and seeing if I'm getting any like nudges to go with one over the other. And I have. So I am now in that place where I'm ready to move. But yeah, I really do apply that in my personal life, but also with my business. So anyways, I digress. Going back to what I was originally trying to tell you. So about a month ago, I finally scheduled a Reiki session again. This time it was a medical Reiki session, which I didn't know if that was going to be any different. I mean, in the past, I've just gone to Reiki sessions. And so I didn't know if medical Reiki meant it was going to look or feel different, or if it was going to be just a completely different experience of itself, And so I didn't really know going into it what to expect. This practitioner is one that I've never gone to before. She's actually at the health spa in Peosta, Iowa. And oh my gosh, you guys, it was just such an amazing experience. It was such a powerful session. So highly recommend it if you haven't tried it. Like I said, I really wasn't sure what to expect going into it. Anyways, I'm on the table and the session is starting, and she tells me, as she's going like chakra by chakra, she tells me, have you had multiple nudges to speak up, to share your voice, to use your voice? Have you had multiple nudges? And at first I was really not sure what she was referencing which is so silly now in hindsight. I'm like, duh, how did I not pick up on that? But I really wasn't sure what she was referencing in the moment. And then she pointed to my scar on my neck and she was like, did you get your thyroid removed? And I said, yeah, last May. It was May of 2023. And she's like, okay, so after that procedure, did you start to like speak out more, start using your voice more? And I kind of thought about it for a little bit and was trying to think like what happened after that, after getting my thyroid taken out. And I said, yeah, I guess I never really thought about it in that way, but yeah, I did because it was later on in 2023 that I responded to the call to start my podcast. It was later on in 2023 that I signed up for a podcasting course, that I decided, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to start a podcast. Now is the time. So I told her, I was like, yeah, actually I did. Pretty ironic that you say that. And she said, well, your spirit guides are telling me that you've actually had multiple nudges from the universe to share your story, to use your voice. And she's like, so any other like nudges? I'm being told there was like 2 pretty big ones, specifically to your throat chakra, to share your voice and speak out. And again, so I kind of sat with that information and was trying to think like, what other nudge did I get to speak out? And nothing was coming to me. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really sure what you're referencing. And she's like, well, any other like procedures or accents or anything happen like in the area of your throat chakra? And oh my gosh, I felt so silly after this because then it really hit me. And I was like, oh yeah, duh. Yeah, I guess, I broke my neck in July of 2016. And it's so funny, like when I say that, it's always just super like nonchalant, like, oh yeah, I broke my neck because I don't remember a lot of it. And she was like, oh, that's a pretty big nudge. And I'm like, yeah, it was like truly like a life or death situation. I had to be airlifted. They didn't know if I was going to live, if I was going to be paralyzed. I mean, it was a pretty serious situation, which speaking of that, if you have not heard that story, go back. I actually tell the story in detail. I think it's episodes 5 and 6. So go back to episodes 5 and 6 if you want to know more about that. And I share all of it in vivid detail, as well as like a lot of takeaways that I had from the entire like lived experience. So yeah, I tell her this and she was like, that's a pretty big nudge. I'm like, yeah, I guess it is. I never really thought about it from that perspective though. And she's like, well, your spirit guides are telling me that they gave you these 2 big nudges to speak up, to use your voice. So then she asked, well, after you broke your neck, did you speak up? Did you share your stories? Did you share anything? Did you speak out about this? And I was like, oh my gosh, I did. After I broke my neck, I actually got really big into public speaking. And I was trying to, any opportunity I could, I was trying to get out there to share my story of what happened when I broke my neck, because I just truly felt like this was a pretty big miracle and people needed to know about this. And people needed to know that, miracles happen and you can experience them and you can recover from these things. And so, yeah, I was sharing all of this with her, and it really, just the way she phrased these things to me, these nudges, I mean, she literally told me that my spirit guides had told her that I got 2 very big nudges to my throat chakra to use my voice, to speak out. It really just changed my whole way of looking at these big life experiences, the getting my thyroid removed and breaking my neck. Like I had never looked at them like a nudge from the universe to use my voice, but now it makes complete sense. And so I'm sharing all of this with you because I want you to guys to know that, well, there's one other thing I should share that the Reiki practitioner had shared after telling me all of this from my spirit guides. She had said that after sharing all that, she had said that my spirit guides were telling her that from here on out, I needed to continue to speak up. I needed to stick to it. And she specifically said that now is my time. I am in my era of using my voice and speaking out. And it was kind of, that within itself was a synchronicity, because I had told her afterwards, I'm like, it's pretty crazy that you use that language, because literally in my very first podcast episode, that was the language that I used. I literally said, I'm in my era. You're going to hear my voice. I'm speaking out. I got stuff to say and you're going to hear it. And that was identical to the language she had used in that session. So that really reassured me that what I'm doing right now is aligned and right. I'm doing truly what my spirit guides think I need to be doing. And that's aligned for me. And it's so validating, because every time I record, I feel that. I feel that what I'm doing is aligned. I feel that what I'm doing is right for me. And so getting that validation in that session, like, that's all I needed. So I'm just here to tell you that that sign and being told that gives me the reassurance. And I want to reassure you as listeners that this podcast isn't going anywhere. I'm responding to a calling. It's heavy on my heart. So it's not going anywhere. This podcast is here to stay for a long time, you guys, because we're just skimming the surface with stuff that I feel I need to tell you.
Have you ever taken a medication that didn't come with a side effect or two? Yeah, me neither. In year 2 of my fertility journey, I got fed up with the medications that were being recommended for me, because they all seemed to come with their fair share of side effects on both my physical and mental health. I then decided to take my health into my own hands, and I set up an intake with an integrative health practitioner. I wanted someone who could help me get to the underlying root cause of everything. I refused to accept the diagnosis of infertility because I knew there was something more going on than what the Western medicine practitioners were catching. Switching my healthcare to the integrative health world was actually the best decision I ever made in the 6 years that we've been going through our own fertility journey. I finally felt I had more control over my health choices, and I felt like I was actually being listened to and heard more. The integrative health world then opened my eyes to Earthly Wellness, which is a company that believes individuals should be empowered to make their own informed health choices. Earthly Wellness is such an amazing company in my mind. They produce herbal remedies and body care products that support health naturally. This meant finally no side effects. Products with actual clean, non-toxic ingredients that won't harm my body or cause other symptoms to flare up. Products that have ingredients in them that I actually recognize and I can pronounce too. At first, I just tried their Good Night Lotion and Immune Aid Vitamin C capsules. Then I eventually got into using 1 or 2 of their tinctures that they offer as well. I have had a good experience with literally every single product that I've ever tried from Earthly. They make me feel great, and they've been extremely beneficial for me through this fertility journey. I'm not the only person that speaks highly of Earthly either. Listen to these testimonials from other individuals who have seen success from using Earthly's products. One says, "My sleep has improved a ton since using the gut health oil from Earthly. I started using it at the beginning of April, and almost 2 months later, my sleep has sustained." Another one says, "My menstrual cycle has been off for years, and the only supplement I've added has been the gut health oil. And since starting that, my menstrual cycle has been more regular." Amazing testimonies, you guys. If you're looking for a natural, non-toxic product that can benefit both your physical and your mental health, look no further, because Earthly is a trusted company that can truly support your health needs. Earthly has a variety of products for all ages as well. Besides body care products and herbal remedies, they also carry vitamins, minerals, cleaning products, baby products, and skincare products. It's truly a one-stop shop. So, if you're looking for clean and safe products to use around the home, on yourself, as well as for your kids, go to the link in my show notes and see what Earthly has to offer. I wouldn't be recommending a company that I myself didn't strongly support and believe in personally. Another great benefit about Earthly is their prices are affordable as well. People often complain that the downside of seeing an integrative health practitioner is that you have to pay for those services out of pocket. My pushback to that is you could be spending that money on Western medicine procedures, medication, more medication to fix the side effects from the initial medication, doctor's visits, etc. You have to look at your health like it's an investment. And all of these things are a part of that investment. So you're spending less in the long run, really. Another amazing benefit of ordering through Earthly is that all of their products are completely clean and non-toxic, which means they have absolutely no parabens, no phthalates, no fragrance, no preservatives, no allergens such as corn, soy, gluten, dairy, or nuts, no junk at all, you guys. And if you are like me and you're trying to rid your home of toxic products, then Earthly is your go-to place to shop. In today's world, our society normalizes living with certain symptoms, and I just think it's ridiculous. It does not have to be normal to deal with overactive thyroids. It doesn't have to be normal to deal with unbalanced hormones. It doesn't have to be normal to have heavy and painful periods. It doesn't have to be normal to deal with daily bloating. These are all symptoms, and there is an underlying root cause to all of it. Earthly has products to support not only those symptoms, but also the root cause of it all. Be honest, wouldn't you love to kick one or two symptoms that you deal with daily? As a mental health therapist in a small rural county in eastern Iowa, I recommend Earthly products constantly to clients. I always suggest trying something holistic before using medication or something that the body can become addicted to. That way you don't have to worry about experiencing any side effects as a result of using that product. If what you're hearing resonates with you and you want to try out an Earthly product for yourself, go into my show notes for today's podcast episode. I will have my affiliate marketing link in the notes for you. Also, for a limited time, if you're a first-time user of Earthly products, you can get a discount using code all caps Choose Natural to get a 10% discount off your order. Again, the code is Choose Natural in all caps. If you are a returning customer of Earthly's and you would also like a discount, I'm offering for a limited time only the code COMEBACK to also get a 10% discount off your order. Again, that code in all caps is COMEBACK, COMEBACK. Improve your sleep today, you guys, and feel better mentally, physically, and emotionally. Seriously, consider making Earthly Wellness a part of your health journey today. All links will be in my show notes for today's episode.
Getting back to the story though. So those were some pretty big nudges in my life. And I'm now in a place where I'm responding to those. And even though I didn't look at it like that initially, having it explained to me in that way, just like I said, it completely changed the way I'm looking at things now in my life. Again, I feel like this happens so much to me. I get things phrased to me in a way that I wasn't really, it wasn't the perspective I was looking at it from. And then it just opens my eyes in a way that I guess I needed. And that's what happened. So I want you guys to know, I'm saying all of this because I want you guys to know, pay attention to those nudges. I guarantee they're happening in your life too. Pay attention to them. These nudges are happening to get you to truly live a life that is aligned and right for you, to truly get you to live your best life, and to get you to be like this most authentic version of yourself. So pay attention to them, okay? If you're being told something, if you're hearing something, whether it be from a friend and then from a relative and then from a coworker or a complete stranger, like those are nudges, you guys. Pay attention and then respond to them. Don't just sit with it. If you've heard it or seen it or read it or been reminded of it at least 3 times, that's enough. Respond. Now put things into action, okay? Because again, you deserve to be living a life that is truly aligned and right for you. You deserve to be living your best life. You deserve to be your most authentic version of yourself. And if you're not doing that, if she's not here, if he's not here, pay attention to the nudges, okay? Because they're happening constantly. So just some food for thought. Ask yourself some questions. What's something that's been on your heart a lot lately? Or maybe what's something that maybe you've been unsure about lately? Or what's something that maybe you're experiencing some self-doubt around? Really tune into those desires, you guys, and really ask yourself, is this truly something I want to pursue? Is this something that's important to me? Is this going to have a big ROI for my business? Ask yourself these questions. Just put them out there and then just see what signs or what synchronicities or what nudges you receive. And then, like I said before, respond to them. Don't just sit and wait. Put it into action. Even if it's just baby steps, put it into action. That's the important part. If you've had enough nudges, usually now, I don't even wait for the third nudge. If I've had two, that's enough for me to be like, yep, there's a third on its way. I'm going. Okay. So if you've had multiple nudges, if you've been told those things again and again, or you've heard it or read it or dreamed about it, I don't know, whatever it is, respond. Put these things into action, because I guarantee you those nudges are coming from a higher power, something beyond just you and I. And those higher powers, I don't care what your belief is. I don't care if it's God, universe, source, spirit guides, whatever it might be. That higher power knows better than what you and I know. So trust those nudges, that they truly have our best interest at heart, that they truly know what is aligned and right for us. So take those nudges and respond to them. Put stuff into action. Make shit happen. Seriously. The present time is the best time to do it. Don't wait. Life is way too short. All right. I know today's episode is a little bit of a shorter one, but that's all I really have for you guys. I hope that this resonated with you. I hope that you felt that you could totally relate to this. And like I said earlier, if you've never tried Reiki and you're intrigued by what I shared today, give it a try. I promise you, you won't regret it. It's not woo-woo. Well, okay, it is, but the woo-woo works. So give it a try. If hearing this story gave you goosebumps or something, or made your ears ring or something, if you're like me, your ears ring, give it a try. That's a nudge too. So pay attention to those as well. Okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. And I cannot wait for you to tune into next week's episode. I have an amazing collab planned. So we'll talk to you then. All right. Have a great week. Thank you so much for listening to us. It means so much to me. If there were any aha moments or anything that really resonated with you on today's episode, then please take a minute and share it on your social media and tag me so I can personally thank you. Also, if you could, please rate and review the podcast, as it is new and that really helps to get the word out there more and reach even more listeners. I'll catch you on the next episode.